Welcome to another video, you guys, and this is a video tour of our time in Johannesburg, South Africa. We want to thank the Sibara family for hosting us on our trip and making these tours of Johannesburg possible, as well as making introductions to your amazing network. If you like what you see of our trip and would like to work with them, we've included their contact information in the description of this video. Shout out to the Sibara family. Thank you so much for making this trip unforgettable. And now, on with the tour of South Africa. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This is the Rhino and Lion Game Reserve. This was pretty epic, wasn't it, Daniel?
Yeah, this was a lot of fun to come and see the reserve, the animals and everything.
I also had some entertainment here, like jungle gyms and what was it, a racetrack?
I think it was a racetrack. Nice little sit-down area with like shops and stuff.
Yeah.
Got like some bracelets and stuff there, something for mom and dad.
Gift shop, and they, you saw that large elephant earlier. There were large statues all over, which was pretty cool, but it's a family-friendly place, as you can see right there. Mm-hmm. Speaking of families, again, we were with the awesome Sibara family who set this up for us. So thank you again, Sibara family. This was a really exciting day, as you guys will see.
Yeah, thank you very much, Camp Journey.
So yeah, the vistas are amazing here. First animals was some zebras and some other smaller antelopes. Was it a bright and sunny day?
Yeah, it was a cold day. It was a windy, cold day.
And you can see some of the raindrops there as we're looking at the zebras and the foliage and stuff. It brightened up later. But look at that. All that wide open plain. There we go, larger antelope type creatures. We'll see what those are called with the guide's intro in a few seconds.
So you guys can pick one. You can pick the wet bird or you can pick the big antelope. Antelope. You want to do the antelope first?
Antelope.
Let's do antelope.
Alright. Can we all see the ostrich? See the ostriches here? So that there is the second healthiest meat in the world. Right in front of you there. Almost everything about that thing we can eat and use. The only thing we don't eat is 2% of it, which is the intestines. But that there is like Kobus likes to say, a gold mine. Now these birds, they can run up to about 70 kilometers an hour. And the funny thing about them is as they run, everything moves but the head. So the head stays dead stationary, just stares at you. Now, yeah, currently there, you've got a little bit more heat in the ground, hence is why they are laying down over there. So it just helps them just conserve a little bit of that heat because yeah, once the feathers are wet, it looks quite uncomfortable. So maybe that's the story. But them lying there, they are just trying to save whatever extra heat that they've got there. Now, of them that you see there, you've got two ones that are black in color, and you've got two which are brown in color. That's the difference between your male and your female. Now, which one do you guys think is the male? The pretty one or the ugly one?
The pretty one.
It's the pretty one, yes. In the animal kingdom, the men get the good genes. For us people, unfortunately, it's not the same. But essentially, your males are a lot darker in color. So, and they've also got looks like pink socks when it comes to mating season. So that is why the reason for that is just they have to display to the lady that I'm pretty, dance with me and whatnot. So that's hence the coloration. But it's also to do with nestings. They actually they lay a nice big egg, which of every egg you can feed like 20 people if I'm not mistaken. So it's quite a big egg. Now the males will lay on it in the night time, where your females your females will lay on it during the daytime. Okay, why do you think that is? If you look at the coloration, what does it tell you?
The darker ones will be more camouflaged at night.
100% correct. So purely because of their colorations, they will alternate shifts. And the also nice thing about the ostrich is, believe it or not, they mimic the call of a lion. They sound very much like a lion. Yeah. The reason for that is purely just to scare the predators away. Yeah, small predators like jackals and stuff like that. So they actually sound pretty eerie. Then, yes, so it's not 20 people, it's 15 people. So it's not 20. Now, if you guys look down to the back there, so the one is leaving us, but we should see a lot of them. If you look right to the right hand side of the vehicle, you'll see there was a little thing standing there. That's a black wildebeest. It's very similar to the one you see on the left hand side. So the one there on the left hand side is your blue wildebeest. Now they get their name because of the reflection from the sun due to pheromones in the front. So their face will get a little bit of a blue shine, hence we call them the blue wildebeest. Okay. Now they do come from the same family. There is a few physical differences that you can use to identify them. Your male or your blue wildebeest is a lot bigger than your black wildebeest. It looks very bulky, with horns going sideways, with your male opposite, with your black wildebeest opposite going forward. Okay, and also the tail. You'll see that your black wildebeest, when we get to them later in the farm, we'll see them. That tail of them is blonde. Okay, and that is also one of the main differences. Okay, and there in the back there, you've got the largest antelope in southern Africa. That is your eland. Now you get two different types of elands. You've got the one we have here is the common eland, and then you've also got the giant eland. Okay.
Yes, go.
Yes, and they can also jump 2 to 3 meters high by dropping their bum and jumping forward.
So where are we going?
Teeth Land.
Alright guys, so one of the biggest attractions to southern Africa lays in front of you, the lion. Yeah, there's your lions. Now we have, I think we've got 5 brown lions. We've got brown and white lions. Now we've got the 2 males and the 3 females. Alright. Now you guys can all see they look very grumpy, the males. Why? I don't know, to be honest with you. It's probably just like, we all feel like that when it does rain. But I think also what makes it a little bit worse is all of a sudden you've got a whole heavy head of wet hair. So, you know, that might be it. But yeah, so you guys will also see, if you do look to them, to our male, especially the male laying here, you do see he's a little bit skinny. That is not supposed to be like that. They had ticks, so the ticks were treated the past, I think it was 2 weeks ago, so they should start picking up a lot more. So if you do see them and they look a bit skinny, just know that is why. We do feed them, I promise. Alright. Now, you're interesting enough when it comes to the lions. Did you guys know that of all big cats that can roar, they have the loudest roar?
I did know.
They have the biggest larynx, and because of that, they can produce that nice loud roar. Okay, now those roars have many different things that they use them for, but main things is to advertise territory and stuff like that. Okay, so that is where that iconic roar is. So yeah, here's your painted dogs in front of you, our wild dogs. Very, very much of an endangered species that we've got, and it's purely because of people. Okay, and the main reason for that is, look, people constantly have a need to expand. We constantly have a need to grow and do more. Now, what essentially happens is everybody puts up gets a farm, puts up a fence, and his neighbor does the same, so we all keep doing that. And essentially one of the main reasons it's causing them to go or face extinction is because of the fact that packs will actually come and they will fight with each other because they are forced into the same area. So that's one thing, they actually will kill each other, and that's one of the main reasons why taking land is causing these animals here to slowly, their numbers to start decreasing. Okay, I do know that there are farms that are currently in the procedure of, they took off their fences on the inside. Kobe will elaborate on that once I am done, and essentially they've opened their spaces, allowing these animals to roam freely, and that in turn then does help grow the numbers back up. And the reason that we can walk so freely next to these guys is, well, they are more afraid of us than we are of them, and with them it is literally the case. So if we get out, Quibi likes to do it every now and then he gets out of the viewer and he'll bend down to look like he wants to pick something up, and he'll step forward and the dogs will scatter. So they are very, very scared of humans, and that's why Connie at the bottom there finds it easy to be able to walk amongst these animals. Okay. Yeah, these are our painted wolves, Lycon pictus. Okay, your painted wolf or your painted dog. And yeah, they are actually very savage animals, eh? Very, very savage animals. Now, when it comes to hunting, they actually kill their animal with stress. These guys are fit. Okay, they can run. What seems like forever. It's about what, 5 kilometers?
5 kilometers, 65 kilometers per hour. 5 kilometers non-stop.
That's far. That's very far. So you imagine a full pack of, let's say, 10 dogs chasing you with teeth. You know, running at that speed. Eventually stress is going to get to you too. Now essentially what they do is they actually do a relay, if you want to call it that. So they'll run, and think of it like in a line, and then the guy in the front gets tired and he falls back. Doesn't stop running, but he just runs a little bit slower, and then the next one will take the place in the front. So constantly doing that switch also helps them to stay fit and stay active, and to be able to ensure that they get to that prey there. Now they've got a very, very, very high success rate. Just because these guys are tiny doesn't mean they don't know how to use their teeth. Okay, now essentially what they do is, as they run, they start taking little bites of the animal. They constantly take out chunks. They think of it like this: they start eating it alive. But when it does get to that point where it actually falls, it's got so much stress and fear that that animal's already died.
At both ends. Do you think it's like, I hope it's a good conversation. I hope there's no problems at the dinner table.
They are not albino. Okay. It is to do with a leucistic gene. Okay, so this is leucism. If they were albino, the nose, the black coloration on the nose would be pink. So that's one of the ways you differentiate between them. Okay. Now your white lines are not impossible, but they're not very common. Okay. And they actually find it very difficult to survive like your brown lines do, and you can obviously see why. Okay, these things, they stick out like a sore thumb, so it does make hunting for them a little bit more of a challenging thing. Yeah, yeah, you guys can see they look a lot bigger than the brown lions do. See, she got her opportunity now.
Why does she eat after him?
It's purely just because he's so much bigger and he does offer that protection thing. But at the end of the day, if he moves his bum and that female sees it, you witness now what does happen. She does not think twice. She will come through. She steals it and she runs away. Yeah, she won't argue with him about it. She just will avoid him at the end of the day. Yeah.
And he moves
If you're
on.
hungry, you're hungry, man. You gotta make it like. Fastest land mammal on earth. So I don't know, look, I'm one of those people. I like the highway, all right? I like driving on the highway. It's peaceful, but you're driving at 120 kilometers an hour. Next time you guys drive on a highway at that speed, just try and soak it in. That animal over there can run up to 120 kilometers an hour. Okay, now look, they can't run for a very long time. Okay, so I think it's what, 100 meters if I'm not mistaken. 400 to 600 meters that they can have a full run, but that sprint is not very far at all. Okay? And the reason for that is purely because of how their brains work. So essentially, when that animal runs at that speed for that amount of time, think about how fast that heart must start pumping and how much blood is pumping. So all of a sudden, all that brain or all that blood is constantly flowing to his head. So eventually, when he stops, he's, what do you call it? What's the word? Dizzy. There we go. So he gets dizzy. So then he has this little stumble, and that's pretty just because of how hard that heart works in order to pump that blood to his brain. So that's why they can't run forever on those speeds. Okay? Now, what you see there is you've got two female cheetahs, which you won't find in the wild. Okay, you going into the wild, you're not going to find two females laying next to each other like this. Females are solitary animals. Okay, only your cheetah males will go into a coalition. Okay, and you're looking at 2 or 3 cheetahs that will stick together. But the females, they keep the cubs. When the cubs get to the right age, they must leave. Okay, that is how they work. So that you see there, enjoy it, because you're not going to see it anywhere else. Okay, you've got yourself a nice private relationship going on in the camp. So a while ago, we had coaching happen with them. So look, there's this belief that if you go and eat that thing's brain, you can see into the future. Okay. I'm serious. That's the belief.
So that's why they closed it.
Yes. So in the Kruger, how many years ago was it? 2-3 years ago? 8 months ago. 8 months ago, they poached 250 of these guys in the Kruger National Park. They poached 250 of them. So what they do is they poison the carcass, and then they throw the carcass out, and the vulture that has to come down and do that cleaning comes down, eats it, gets poisoned, and that in the end of the day does cause catastrophe. Now, as far as I'm aware, not all of the vultures died. They actually had a very high success rate when it came to actually call it healing some of them. Most of them, I think it was. So a very high number of them were saved, but also a very high number didn't make it. Okay? Purely because of the belief, if you eat the brain of a vulture, you should be able to see into the future. Okay? And that is why these guys are being poached. Okay?
Oh, they have some big beaks.
The wingspan is something on them.
Yeah,
too.
they've got, their wingspan is 2 meters. Almost 2 meters.
I was looking at the ones that are eating.
Yeah. Yeah, so in front of you guys is your mountain zebra. Yeah, your mountain zebra. So you get your plains zebra and you get your mountains one. These ones are the mountain ones. Their stripes do not go all the way around to the bottom. You can see they kind of stop when they reach the stomach. Now that dirty color that you see there, that is from a nice dust bathing that they do. It just helps with mites and stuff like that. Anything that is not supposed to be there, it does help to remove. Now these guys here, they are hindgut fermenters. Okay, so all of our other animals like your impala, they are ruminants, which means they've got 4 stomachs. So they eat and then they regurgitate, or then they bring it up again and then they rechew it. And they constantly do that. It works through the 4 stomachs, which actually removes everything from the plant matter that they eat. So it gives them that full feeding value of that grass. Now these guys, they've only got one. Okay, they've only got 1 stomach, and because of that, they have a bacteria in their stomach that helps to digest that food. Hence is why every single time this thing runs, they fart. Okay? They build up gas, and then that sudden contraction pushes it out, and because of that, gives you a nice smelly wind. Right. But it's purely because they only have 1 stomach.
I heard the nickname is Running Thunder.
Hey?
Running.
That's a good one.
The one doesn't have a tail. Is that just because he's young?
No, not at all. These things, look, a lot of people have this misconception that zebras are these cute little animals. Let me tell you today, I'm going to be the monster of the story. It is not the case. Okay?
Go see a psychiatrist.
Yeah, they really are not friendly animals. Okay? So, firstly, Quibi has been traumatized by these things because they've got canines. They will grab a lion and throw it around like a piece of cloth. Okay? Wow. It does happen. They are very aggressive animals. look, I grew up watching Natural Wild and going to the Kruger and places like that. So you'll see that they are next to, let's say, for example, wildebeest, because you will find that they will work together, or they will migrate together. And the reason for that is your zebra will go, it eats all the other things, and then your wildebeest comes and cleans up afterwards. So what they missed, the wildebeest cleans up. It also helps to, think of it like this, regrow the grass and everything like that after they have moved through. Now these guys here, when they fight with each other, they will bite off each other's tail. Okay, and the reason for that is, how are you going to remove fleas or mites when you got no tail? You're not going to do anything. So you slowly going to start dying. That is literally why they bite off each other's tails. You'll find that some of them even got a hole in them, and it's because they literally will go and bite out a chunk of each other. They'll kill your blue wildebeest. They'll kill the calves and stuff like that to remove competition. So this little guy, these things here are not the friendliest animal in the bush. Yes.
We used to hunt this with dogs, man. We know.
These are our warthogs. Now, from the first Lion King. Did you guys know Pumbaa is actually a lady? From the first Lion King, he's only got 2 warts on the side of his face. He's supposed to have 4. Males have 4. Okay, it's purely just for fighting. Your females only got 2. Yeah, so these are our little babies. I think they were born this month. No, last month. Last week, yeah. So it's this month. So they still brand spanking new. We've got at the cave there, we've also got one. Quibi and that one know each other very, very well. She one day came around the corner and just started chasing Quibis because of the babies. So they do. She still does it, yeah. So they do become very aggressive as soon as those babies come in. And those teeth that they've got there are sharp. Okay, inside, or call it beneath, they've got a smaller one. So essentially what happens is when they open their mouth just a little bit, essentially they're crossing like a scissor. They create like a scissor blade. So when it does rip through, it literally cuts you purely like a scissor. These animals are not something we play with at all. Okay, now your warthogs here, they also, it's very rare that you will see them bleeding because of how much fat they got. Okay, them and bushbucks, and that's why your people on the farms, they do shoot out your warthogs and stuff like that. If you don't hit that first bullet, you're not going to find it again. Okay. Yeah, look, if you really want to eat it raw, you can. But I'm not too sure on the definite way on how you identify when it's right or not. When it comes to Krugersdorp, I've never made it. I don't like Krugersdorp, to be honest. Then, guys, I just want to quickly give you a brief explanation of what this is. So this here is a boma. Okay, so when you get new animals in, they'll be quarantined in here. So that quarantine is if they have any sickness, we can treat them, and so it doesn't spread to others. And it's also their living space. You guys saw the wood there? Yeah, so we were busy here the other day trying to fix this place up, and when we moved out those poles, one of them came running out. So they stay in this little section here with the little ones. Yeah. But yeah, this is basically anything that's injured, sick, or new comes in here just to make sure that it is ready to be put into the free run. Yeah.
I think these are Cape Buffalo, I think.
Yes, this is my rugby team's mascot. I'm a blue bull. This is a buffalo, alright? Now, these are probably the scariest animal you find in the bush. This is one of those animals we have a lot of respect for. This thing here, this is a hunter's worst nightmare. They literally have the nickname of being a widowmaker. Yeah, so these guys are very aggressive. And one of the worst things with them is if they see you here, they walk away, but you think they walk away. Meanwhile, it loops around because it gets curious. And that when it comes back is when it now knows you there, knows how many of you there are, and knows what you're doing. And that's what makes them so dangerous. Black Death is also one of the names that they get. These guys will throw lions when lions do sometimes go after them. They'll throw a lion 6 foot in the air and make it look like nothing. Now, as for these guys here, how they actually work together and how the herd structure, how they move from point A to point B. So you've got, look, they run with a dominant bull. Okay, but the dominant bull will not chase away the other bulls. They do form their own little groupings inside of the herd itself. Now, essentially, your very strong males will lead in the front, and then you'll have 1 or 2 of them here around the sides and in the back of the herd, with your females on the inside along with their young. Now, your old bulls, your old bulls, we call them your dugger boys, like these ones we have here. These are very, very, very old bulls. Now, they walk in the back. So basically, they're just there. They're very aggressive. They're constantly looking at something else's bum, and it's not a lack of day. So they're very, very aggressive. They have that tendency, but that way that they walk together will in turn keep the females safe and the cows safe and the calves in the middle as well.
We're back at the Welcome Center here after things had brightened up. The animals were amazing and we were hungry, weren't we?
Yeah, I was so hungry. Really hope you guys enjoyed seeing the tour of all the animals and everything. It's a lot, like a wealth of knowledge and information.
Those guides were incredible. They really, really were. We enjoyed them a lot. It was also cool that it was slightly private because it was us and the Sibaras with, I think, just one other couple.
I think so.
It was cool.
Yeah.
We did see some other people. We waved at some different people, if you remember, driving by. We didn't get video of them, but different trucks were going by, and people were just kind and waving. So,
yeah. And as you guys saw, we were in the truck the whole time. I can't remember if he mentions it, the guide within the video, but just so you know, this was a all-in vehicle tour.
No getting out.
No. Now, the guy had stories about people getting out, but we weren't, and we won't be a part of any future stories about getting out. So,
but this is the whole facility. This is the restaurant Neck and Deck, and you can see there's, again, more playgrounds and jungle gyms. It's fenced off. There's loads of seating, as you guys will soon see. I think maybe it looked like maybe a couple dozen or so people could be out here, or something like that. A decent amount of folk with umbrellas, and that's just the deck. Then there you go, children's play area. Then you've got all this greenery and lawn. You got this nice bridge, nice gazebo. There's just seating everywhere after a enjoyable long, safari. Like, this is exactly what you need right afterward.
You can see the rams up there.
I think so. Yeah.
Up on the rocks. It's so funny to see. It actually reminds me of when we were in Uganda driving, and we saw like the rams on the side of the mountain hill. I don't even know if I have footage of that, but
way up there.
I mean, they literally were just like standing on the side. And I'm just like, so y'all built that way. The Most High blessed y'all that way. Got you.
Yeah, I ain't supposed to be way up there.
But this place is great. You've got that deck outside. There's a deck upstairs we'll get to in a minute. There's tons of seating.
More seating.
There might have been like 200 seating or something.
Maybe.
Like, you can get a lot of people.
You can get a lot of people here, and it's cool. You still have more animals, but again, it's fenced off. Human food is harmful to the animals, but for maybe 40 Rand, I can't remember what that is in USD, but you could get like a couple pouches of food pellets and feed them, as you'll see.
Yeah, I think it was about 40 or 60 Rand.
Okay.
Something like that. And you can feed the giraffe.
And the ostrich. There might have been, is there a zebra or antelope out there?
I think there's a zebra or two out in this section for people to come and look at.
And look, it just gets higher. More seating up there.
Yeah, I will say by this time it was sunny and hot.
Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah. Versus earlier, as y'all saw in the footage, we were bundled up. I
And it
actually
was
had a
raining.
blanket, I think, or something.
Yeah,
on.
Mrs. Sibara had some blankets for us for that morning, but it eventually brightened up.
So up here, you can see there's kind of like a bar. Kinda.
Yeah, back there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice seating up here. You got umbrellas for shade.
I love that too. Like they're like, no, we know it's hot South Africa, depending on what time of the year you come.
Mm-hmm.
And again, more jungle. I just love how family friendly it is. Yeah, there's the bar right there. So that's cool. And we were there like right when it opened, I think, more or less.
I think so, because we got here early. We got here like 9 a.m.
I think so, yeah.
Something like that. So yeah, this is the upstairs seating. Really nice. You can see cushioned and everything on the side. The greenery, the pictures.
Yeah, those black and white photos were really, really nice.
Got the king.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Simba.
in its frame.
And then you got the, I can't remember if I'm saying it right, the winery there to get your bottles, choose your selection. Nice couches here, coffee tables and everything for more lounging. Again, you can pick your we didn't, but you can pick your selection from right here.
Nice selection. Yeah.
It's really pretty in there. I was like, wow, this is really fancy looking.
Get you a bottle of Four Cousins.
They got the the brick oven for your pizza.
So this is a really nice setup here.
I just like how the weather just got nicer afterward as we just relax and have some lunch or brunch. Really, our main meal of the day, if I remember right. But it's cozy. I had some coffee.
I think there's some tea that I had here, and then there was some salad and pizza Sibaras had with some wings.
Yeah,
Look good. We had some steak, Josiah and I.
really good. Yeah.
There's that like garlic and butter.
And I
Nice
think
dipping sauce. Yeah.
I think the meal came to like 62 USD for what was that? 5 of us, I think. Yeah. Or 6. No, yeah. So you had ostrich, other small antelopes, the zebra, the rams over there. So I like how you're close to the animals, but at a safe distance.
Yeah. Now we got a close up of the giraffe here.
And this was cool because this was your first time, right, Daniel, with the giraffes?
Yeah, this was my first time like petting the giraffes and interacting. This is my first time doing a game drive. Like I've been to zoos, but this is very different from a zoo.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. It was epic, right?
Yeah, I would definitely do it again.
Because you guys have seen our old video, we'll link it. I had done a game walk with my girlfriend Evelyn in northern Tanzania, and so that was a really cool experience, and so it was great to share this with Daniel.
Congratulations for landing on this page that changes your life. We invite you to join us at the Move Abroad in 3 Easy Steps workshop. This workshop, as I said, it's going to change your life. How's it going to do that? The Move Abroad workshop is a 2-hour workshop that our family created to teach people awareness to their foundational reasons for moving abroad. Those foundational reasons are knowing your why, operating within budget, and taking ownership by learning to do the research yourself. Look, everything we've done in life, we did it with the awareness that these foundational reasons, again, why, budget, and research are the keys to success. If you think you're scared to leave, you need to make sure that your why is very clear. If you won't move because you think there isn't enough money to make it, budgeting is your answer. Let's say you have what you think is a visa/citizenship problem. You don't have that problem. What you have is a research problem. And if you can't decide on a target country, a destination, because you keep on changing your mind, the problem is that you have a need for an objective system that you can execute, and you'll get that with us. In the Move Abroad workshop in 3 Easy Steps, we will work with you for those 2 hours and teach you the significance of the 3 values and the important aspects of each one of them. At the end of the 2 hours, you're going to have a plan on how to get started with your move abroad. Looky, we have literally had people that followed our plan, and they've done things like taken a scouting trip to El Salvador, visited Tanzania. Heck, they moved to East Africa, scouted out Kenya, and all in all, saved thousands of dollars. We're going to look forward to seeing you at the workshop and get ready to have your plan to get started with your move abroad. By the way, you don't have to take our word for it. We want you to take a listen to these testimonials. Thank you.
I feel that it was a very enlightening class. I've learned a lot of information and a lot of things that I hadn't even thought of thinking of. So this definitely was a good tool for me.
All right.
And I know how I have a little action plan going on here. And I know how I'm going to move forward. And thank God for this class, because prior to coming in, I was kind of all over, didn't really know where to start or, the things that I really should focus on.
I would say about this workshop that I feel like I have a roadmap. Instead of me having to search for all the materials myself and all the information, I have it in one source on a workbook that I can work my way through and come up with the answers that I need. So it was a pleasure. It gave me such joy and excitement and hope about what I want to do and a little less intimidated.